But yeah, I get you though on things like that where, and I know you're talking about from like a hospitality standpoint where you make money based off of, you know,
being inclusive.
culture and so being inclusive, right? I mean, if you have this demographic of people coming here, like for the Olympics in short, right? If
Yeah.
the Olympics were hosted here, you know, in DC or something like that, obviously, you know, you need to be able to market to the entire world coming here, right? I mean, it's
Right.
simple logic. But
Yeah.
for more jobs are more technical and like people's lives are truly on the line, straight skill set.
Nope.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, state agencies. All right, we're good. All right, so now we're on to immigration. Here we go. Trump made immigration a cornerstone of his last two presidential runs. Okay, Project 2025's agenda not only recommends finishing the wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, but urges the next administration to take a creative and aggressive approach to respond to the drug cartels at the border. Again, who cares if the wall would or would not work? We need less illegal people to come here based off of our laws, and we need the drug cartel not to be running
Across the border.
Are you guys anti-drug cartel, or should I say pro? Are you pro? Are you pro drug cartel bringing drugs over here? Yes or no? And again, you can debate on how we handle it, right? But a lot of times it's just putting anything in all, like the wall, right? How much that's going to cost, where we're going to get the money from. But let's be clear: a lot of you niggas need jobs. See, this will provide building this wall. if you're sitting there telling me you don't got no money, you're going to be a government employee or a contractor, and you can do this job.
Okay, that's my rebuttal to that, right? So a lot of immigrants do the jobs that people don't want to do. Like let's just straight up say it, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows somebody that does a job, you know what I mean, that does it, and usually they do a pretty decent job, you know what I mean? And they do it for half, if not a quarter of the price, just due to the fact that, status, and they're just trying to get paid. You know what I mean? Yeah, those jobs might become available, but I feel like the American people are not going to replace those jobs, right? And so then there'll be a shortage, right? So then the and I hate to, I'm not trying to, no slavery reference intended, but it's like then the fields don't get plowed. Then the
that's all you got. That's all you have.
Listen, then the fruit don't get picked, right? So now my oranges are $20 instead of, what I'm saying? They're $20 because they're now a rarity because what I'm saying? Nobody's out there doing the work,
Yeah.
And the people who are supposed to take those jobs, the lower class, I feel like they're too good to go do it because somebody else was doing it, you know what I mean, before them, right?
Right. And see, that's the thing. If it's a shortage due to population, that's one thing, or skill set, right? But I'm not going to look at me and tell me that the immigrants that are coming over here from these third world countries are more, maybe they are because of our education system, but in theory, right, you would say they're not in short more skills. A lot of the stuff, is physical labor. I say all of it is kind of physical labor. And not to say that, building a house, things like that, these jobs take, a mental, aspect of a significant one, but, they're mostly physical labor jobs. But again, one of the things the immigrants practice though, too, is what? Group economics. Yes. So what they do is they all live in one place. So you niggas don't want to all live in one place. And so that's where the conversation from the conservative side is like, I mean, yeah, the job isn't going to pay as much as Jordan and I make, but I mean, if y'all all live together, y'all could easily afford this. Now, I can't say that you have to live together, but if the conversation is there aren't jobs out here, and the conservative standpoint is, well, the immigrants are taking these jobs, and sure, right? And also, too, remember, this type, like with the wall, that'd be government funding. So that's going to be you're either going to be a government employee, so you get them government benefits, you can be a contractor. So you're going to get paid for this job. Now, whether or not it's still maybe say it's $70,000, but two people making 70 is 140. I don't think people know how to double, right? I mean, 60,000 might not be a lot, but two people making 60 is 120. A 120 is going to, in most places in America, is going to, have you live in a pretty decent life. And when we talk about the places for this wall, where the border is at, as far as the southern border, those are most of the lower cost living areas. So it's not like
I gotta ask you think they're gonna pay somebody picking fruit $60,000?
No, not fruit. I'm not talking about this is about the border. This is about the border. This is about the border.
Okay, all right. I had to start. I had to interrupt. I was like, wait a minute, because like
no, not that. No, yeah, I think there is a general overlook of how much illegal immigrants do here. I'm not gonna say that, and the skill set that they already provide, and the fact that the people who are complaining that they have a master's degree, right, and they're working at Starbucks, they don't want to do those jobs. But let's be clear, you'd be better off doing the job. It's your pride and your ego. I don't see how you say you don't have enough money, right? And I'm giving you an opportunity to make more money, and it's not against your morals, and it's not illegal, and you don't want to do it. You weren't here for when I did the student loan episode. People who are married with no kids have the most student loan debt. What are you doing?
I mean,
what's the theory? They're going to, they have no kids, so they're going to school more. No, if you don't have any kids, all you should be doing is work, and you're a grown adult. What are you doing? right? So that's the type of thing where people don't even make the best decision for themselves.
Right.
Regardless of what the government is doing. It's like, there's a certain time where you have to think about from a group economic standpoint, which the Black community does not do at all, right? Regardless of, how disenfranchised community is with most people not having the same parents, things of that nature, but it's just like teaming up, right? See, we do this, right? So we got the finance call tomorrow, right? So this isn't our life, but most people don't do what we do. And there are people that, and I know, right? Ask them to the meeting. They don't come to the meeting. That's fine. That's why we got more than y'all. I'd be confused with it. It's insanity. I don't get mad that Jordan is stronger than me. I mean, he genetically would be, right? But Jordan works out way more than I do. I'm just saying, like, it's simple logic. Sometimes you got to put in the work. A lot of people, what do you say? What do you say when we training? What did Kobe say?
Everybody want to be great. Nobody wants to do great work.
Next thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Like that.
Yeah. And so when I hear about immigration, a lot of times it's not about what the definition of an illegal immigrant is, right? That's my conversation. I mean, there are a lot of things we can decide, but once we decide on a country what an illegal immigrant is, we should do what we can to make sure they're not here, and whatever breaking the law is for that, it gets enforced. We can't say you want illegal immigrants here, and a lot of times they're coming here illegally due to war and the refugees, things of that nature. But again, when we have all these homeless people, things like that, that's when the conversation starts happening. So like, how often do you take care? When is your house more important than somebody else's house? And if you're conservative, it's in the Bible, a man who doesn't take care of their house is worse than an unbeliever. Mm-hmm. And unbelievers don't go to heaven, by the way. All right. See, that a lot of you probably didn't pick that up. So you got to take care of yourself first. All right. Let's speed up some. Trump and his advisors say, okay, they disagree with Project 2025. Trump says, I have no idea who's behind it. Trump's pushback to initiative. well, he does know who's behind it because he might not. Maybe he said he didn't know that they did it, but obviously he knows who's behind it. Maybe he didn't know who's behind it, in the sense of like, I didn't know who's behind it until I read this article, right? Maybe he's saying that and give benefit of the doubt. Trump's pushback. Go ahead. It's a bold lie. It's a bold lie. What do you mean? They used to work for you. Oh, okay.
Both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like
literally. The director and assistant director were your assistants in your presidency. Oh, right. You know what I mean? I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. But Trump's pushback to the initiative came after Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts said in a podcast interview that the nation is in the process of the second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. Let's be clear. Thank goodness it was a attempted assassination, because look, I might have had to head south because I can't be in Maryland. I definitely can't be near DC.
Perfect time to interject. Embrace your Second Amendment rights. All right. The right to bear arms. You need to be able to protect yourself. We can leave it at that. Let's keep going.
I would have been up out of here. We too close to DC. That's why when they was doing that January 6th, I'm like, we too close proximity.
Real.
Yeah, spill over here. But I have not seen. No idea who is in charge. Okay, Trump's just saying he doesn't know who it is. The radical left Democrats are having a field day, however, trying to hook me. Okay, Democrats trying to make it seem like Trump is connected to this. He doesn't have a too big of an out, being that the assistant director and director used to work for him. I mean, that's kind of hard. All right, in response to Dan's exit from Press 2025, his campaign said the initiative had nothing to do with the campaign, did not speak for the campaign. It should not be. So the former director is saying it's not associated with Trump. However, this former director also used to be one of Trump's assistants, so chief of staff. So this is where it's like, okay, even if you're conservative or not, it's like, you got to make a little bit more sense. All right, 2025.
Like saying I didn't know what Cory was doing. Then Cory
right, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Like, okay, well, too bad. Guilty by association.
Right.